This is an introduction to flipped learning in the early years classroom. What is flipped learning, you ask? Well, it's totally transforming the way you learn, and that's something we're going to discuss in this screencast. It's totally turning learning on its head. When you think of the traditional classroom, you have your lectures. So you're sitting in a class and I'm going on and on and on and on. And sometimes when there's lots of you in the class, it's really, really hard to get your head around what it all means. Then I might set you a piece of homework, but if you haven't really understood it in the class and there hasn't really been time to go through it properly, you're going to go home, sit in front of your computer, sit in front of your textbook and not really know what you're doing. So the way flipped learning works is we get rid of that bit and we look at the flipped classroom. So I actually upload screencasts, podcasts, any kind of information that's related to the topic that we're actually doing in the next class that you come into. Now, if we move bits around on the screen and look at this diagram, you'll actually notice that the traditional model, you've got all this part that takes part in the lesson. So I stand up, I give you lots of lectures, I talk to you. You try to get your head around what that means and possibly carry out an activity to support understanding that. Then you've got this tiny little bit here where I give you a bit of homework to consolidate. What I'm trying to do in my classroom is actually flip that completely on its head. So you do some research that I set you. It's probably going to be via YouTube, or it might even be on iLearn with PowerPoints, with things that go alongside it, just to get that knowledge into your head. So when you then come into the class, you're ready for me to really assimilate and support you with understanding that knowledge. It also means that we've got a lot more time in class for me to then support you to understand it properly, rather than talk all day in class, a little bit of homework, probably for everybody's lesson. Because you're now coming in with that prior knowledge, I can actually build on that knowledge and really, really embed it and really firm it up in your head so you totally understand what it is. Now that was a quick introduction to flipped learning, but what are you going to do at home and how are you going to record it in preparation for bringing it into class? And that's what we're going to look at now. Now, you're probably wondering what you're going to do with the information that you gain before you come into class, how you're going to save it, what sort of presentation it needs to be in. Of the work that you're doing is taking something called Cornell Notes. So at the top of here, you'll find put your name, date, the unit that you're doing or the topic. This side is for writing notes about what you're watching either on the screencast or in the PowerPoint. This one here is for questions that might come up that you think, actually, I'm not entirely sure. I think I might need to ask something about that, or something I need to come back to later. And down the bottom is literally a summing up of your notes. So you look at what you've written here with any key questions, and you actually write a summary or a reflection. So you come into class knowing some of the questions that you might like to ask. Other ways of doing it, if you're is to actually do a mind map. Now this is an idea of a mind map showing you how to use a mind map, and you can make it as creative as you want. Got another example here which is all about time management, which is something you really, really need to keep on top of. And actually this one here is quite relevant in early years because it's all about the food pyramid. At the end of the day, the most important thing that you need to do is enjoy this course and know that you're going to enjoy and achieve and learn lots. And it is absolutely fantastic. So good luck. Can't wait to meet you all. Work hard.